right, so this is DJ Catsanova, and I'm doing an over-the-phone interview. It's my first one ever, and I have the pleasure of having Andria Rose with me. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm well, not too bad. How are you doing with all this whole pandemic thing going on?
Um, as good as I can, just trying to stay occupied, doing a lot of nature things. So that's been really nice. But yeah, as good as I can be.
What city are you in?
I'm in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, okay. So is San Antonio not on like total lockdown?
We are, but around my neighborhood is a lot of like little parks. So I'm able to just walk to them.
Oh, okay. Are you getting in some good writing time while you're quarantined?
Yes, thankfully we have all the time in the world. I'm quarantined with my boyfriend, and he helps me write a lot of my songs. So that's going pretty well, I would say.
Well, that's good. So for people who don't know, your real name and your stage name is Andria Rose. Is Rose your middle name?
So it's Andria Rose Saldana. I just go by Andria Rose, so it's my middle name.
Oh, okay. It kind of sounds like a stage name. So the fact that it's actually your name is even better.
Yeah, thank you.
And how old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Wow, you're 20 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my God, girl. And you're from San Antonio, right?
I have trouble answering that question. I'm not quite sure where to say I'm from, but I guess I would say I'm from San Antonio.
Oh, well, you can just say you're from Texas too, because like Texas is huge.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I feel like when you're from Texas, people from other parts of Texas want to know which part you're from. But when you're from other places, like I'm from New York, and you're like, oh, I'm from Texas, we just like, oh, okay. Because we know Texas is like a huge place, and we're kind of biased. I'm not even going to lie about that. All right. So this Friday, you're dropping a new single, and it's called
French Perfume. It's like a slow dance remix of a song I already have out, but we completely redid it. It has a completely new vibe and completely different instrumentation and vocals, so it's very exciting. It's a whole different feel to it.
So what made you redo the song instead of making it its own song?
Well, I really like that song, and listening to it a lot, I found like different ways in my head that it could have gone. So I was like, let me just go ahead and, remake it, but still have the other version of it out, and just have like two versions of it. One that's really slow and pretty, and the other one that's kind of like upbeat. So there's like two best of both worlds, I guess you could say.
All right. And how did you come up with the title French Perfume?
I've got a Chanel perfume that I really love, so I just kind of wanted to make like an ode to it, if that makes sense.
I'm wearing French perfume, and you've got the clair de lune made in the background of the room, dressed up in blue suede too. I'm ready for a night out. Hold me in your arms and I'll sing about how beautiful the moonlight is around the downtown scene's golden crown.
So are you a solo artist, or is Andria Rose the lead of a band?
I'm solo, but I do have a backing band that I usually perform with. And my boyfriend is in the band as well. He's my bassist,
Oh, nice.
and he does help me write my songs and record them. So him and I are like kind of a collaborative unit, but overall, I'm a solo artist.
Oh, okay, good. So when you first started making music, who were your big influences? Not like, well, it can be artists, but like, was it family members? Like, was your mom a singer? Was your dad a musician? Like those kind of people?
My dad was a musician, actually. When I would go visit him, he would always have like some records playing. We would listen to Nancy Sinatra a lot. He played guitar. He tried to teach me a little bit when I was little. And he also got me like a little keyboard and like a little karaoke machine. So we were always doing something with music. And I think his love for music really translated into my love for music and into my love for the classics. And that really influenced my sound. I would say I've got like a kind of retro sounding, like kind of music. And I think that really has a lot to do with music I listened to when I was little around my dad and my mom as well. She would play a lot of Frank Sinatra and Billie Holiday. So I would say they're major influences on me.
That makes me very happy to hear because I'm like, I don't know, I'm having like baby fever right now and I want a kid so bad and I like want a daughter.
Aw,
And my big thing, I
wow.
love music and I have like a huge record collection. I don't even want to have a TV in my house. Like I just want to have music and then instead of like reading her bedtime stories, I just want to play music for her. Like, oh, what do you want me to play for you today? And just like have her listen to all of these music that I love. I'm like a huge Sade fan and right now Sade is like one of the number one names I want to name her. Not her first name, but the middle name. So she's like, Dad, where'd you
Oh,
get
how
this from?
beautiful.
It's like, oh, by the way, this is where I got it from, and show her all of the Sade music that I have because I have every single Sade record on vinyl.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
oh.
love that. I have like a big smile on my face. That's awesome.
So do you play any instruments, or you just like dabbled and didn't really get a chance to get into it as much?
No, I do. I play guitar and piano. I wouldn't say I'm like very good, but I do play.
I mean, if you can play a song, you can play because I can't play a damn thing. I just like front like I can. I'll take pictures with one, but I can't play it to save my life. So when it comes to artists in the game now, who do you think is like your biggest influences? Like who is somebody, not that you would aspire to be, but maybe growing up as a young woman, you were like, you know what? Like, oh my God, this artist right here, I love her music or I love his music or their music.
Whenever I get asked this question, the first person that pops into my head is Julian Casablancas from The Strokes. I am a huge Strokes fan, and I love everything that he's done aside from The Strokes, like The Voids and his solo work. I think he's an amazing artist, and I'm very inspired by him. And The Strokes just came out with a new album, I think a couple days ago, and I love it so much. I haven't really been listening to anything else. So I would say him, really. I'm really inspired by him.
That's interesting. For some reason, I thought you were gonna pick somebody from like way back in the day, and then it's like the Strokes. I didn't think that they were actually still performing and stuff now because they're from like the early 2000s, aren't they?
Yeah, they're an earlier band, but yeah, no, they're still making music. They took a break. I think it's a common misconception that they broke up, but they didn't. They just took like a little bit of a break to do like their solo project. But yeah, they just released an album. And yeah, I'm really inspired. Like, don't get me wrong, I've got my inspirations. Like I said before, I really love Nancy Sinatra, Billie Holiday, and Julie London, and all of the older singers. But I also really love the Strokes. I'm a huge fan.
So how did you get into listening to the Strokes? Was it your parents that listened to it and you was like, oh, I like this. What's this?
No, actually, it's kind of a weird story. I was like 11 and I was browsing YouTube, and I came across the Lonely Island channel, and I was just watching their videos. I know. And I saw the one that they did with Julian Boombox, and I was like, oh my God, like that he's like a really good singer, and he's also very cute. That didn't help. But I was like, huh. So then I kind of like looked into Julian as a solo artist first.
So besides the Strokes, who are the top 3 people that you're listening to on Spotify right now or whatever streaming service you use?
Right now, I would say Alexandria Savior. I think her 2 albums that she has out right now are absolutely beautiful. I can listen to all of them all the way through, no skips. I'm listening to Innerwave just came out with their new EP, and I really like it. They're actually like acquaintances of mine, so it's really cool to hear the new music they've come out with. So I would say Innerwave's new album or EP. And my third one, let's see. Let me look, actually.
Are you checking right now?
Yeah. I'm actually listening to a lot of Quell Rocks. We just recently became friends, so
yeah. Shout out to Quell Rocks.
her music too.
I just saw her in January at a show in Brooklyn. It was so good. Oh my gosh, she is such a character. I love her so much.
Oh, I wish I have a chance to see her live sometime soon. We're so far away from each other, but hopefully whenever this is all over, I'll get to see her.
Yeah, seriously, because this is like a gift and a curse. I guess more so a gift for me and a curse for you, because this is the way that you make a living. You go on tour and you make music and stuff, and you got to be out and show face. For me,
Yeah.
I'm in the military and I'm deployed right now, so I'm pretty stagnant. I can't go anywhere. And it was all of these
Oh, wow.
concerts that were happening, and I was like, damn it, I'm gonna miss all these concerts. So now everybody has to
Oh,
reschedule their concerts. So it's kind of like a good thing for me because now when I get back, they'll reschedule and I can be there. So I'm like, oh, I guess
well, see,
it works out for me.
there you go.
Gotta look at for the positive
It's
things.
yeah, it's really important because if you don't, then it's really easy to get like inward and sad and freaked out because it is like a very strange time. But like I said, like I've been doing a lot of nature things. Like I started a garden, so that's taken up a lot of my time, just kind of caring for my plants, and it's become like a passion.
Nice.
So I'm really trying to focus on the positive things. So I'm glad that you see some positive in this as well.
Oh yeah, I get that a lot. I'm Mr. Positive. I always try to be very optimistic because there's no point in dwelling in the negatives because it's not going to change anything. So it's might as well be like, oh,
Definitely.
it's like, oh, but that's good. Are you growing any? Are you trying to like
Yeah.
grow fruits and vegetables and stuff?
Yes, actually, we have a tomato plant. It's doing very well, and a strawberry plant as well. And it just produced a little baby strawberry. It turned red like a couple of days ago. I don't know when is the correct time to pick it because it's kind of small right now. They're supposed to get big, right?
Yeah, pretty much like probably the size of your palm, depending on.
Right? Okay, so I think I'll just leave it alone. But I'm super happy, and there's a bunch of little ones that are about to get bigger too. So I'm really excited about that.
You got to post the progress of it on Instagram.
Oh, okay, I will,
Yeah.
and I'll tag you in it.
All right, yeah, please do. Because I'm like, there's nothing else. Like, oh look, I got my strawberries and I'm writing music in the house.
Oh,
So now I have a fun interactive thing that I want to do with you that I've never done with anybody because I just got these. So it's this brand that I
okay.
found out on Instagram called Pod Decks. So it's like cards, like Cards Against Humanity kind of, and it's like conversation starters. So it's just a whole bunch of random questions, but I thought it'd be fun if I ask you. This is a question I'm gonna ask you on my own though. If you could choose
Okay.
one, would you change something from your past or get a glimpse into your future 5 years?
Ah, that's a tough one. You see, if you change something in the past, that could potentially alter the future. I think I would rather see what the future entails in 5 years. I wouldn't want to mess anything up. You know what I mean?
I think of the 12 people I've interviewed, I can't even remember. I think one person said that they would change something from the past. Literally everybody has said the
Really?
future. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. I wonder why. I guess because it's like kind of the living with no regrets. I know for me, I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to change some stuff. I'm not too proud of a few
Oh, wow.
things, but I'm like, the future is the future. I'll get there when I get there. The past, I know what I did, and I need to change it up a little bit to better my future.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
All right. So now we're going to get into some fun real quick. Actually, about like 3 questions from each deck that I got. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you could ask one person one question and they had to answer truthfully, who and what would you ask?
I don't know why, but the first person who popped into my head was Marilyn Monroe. I guess I would ask her how she handles the pressure of being who she was.
That's a good one.
That's what I would ask.
I would
Yeah.
I would ask her if she really committed suicide because wait, no.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say that. I didn't know if that was against the rules.
No, you can ask whatever you wanted. I would definitely know that. Oh,
Yeah, I
wanna
really
know
want
that.
to know that as well.
Have you ever
Yeah.
heard of this TV show or the called The Dead Zone?
I don't think so.
You should look it up. It was on USA, and I think it's a book, if I'm not mistaken, by Stephen King. So it's about this guy. I don't really remember what his job was, but he could touch something and like say a crime happened. If he touched anything or anyone that was involved in it, he could literally see how the events occurred. So like if Marilyn
Oh, wow.
Monroe died or somebody killed her and he touched like a hairbrush that was in her bathroom, he could see back to that day that she was in the bathroom and tell you whether or not it actually happened the way that they say it did. And I always wish if I had a superpower, it would be to have that power or to speak every language in the world. I would just go around the world and solve crimes. Like all of the unsolved mysteries. I was like, just give them all to me. Let me just touch all of these documents. Okay, so now pick a number between 1 and 5.
5.
Oh, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you could send a message to the entire world, what would you say in 30 seconds?
I guess I would say stay strong, keep calm, and listen to my music. It'll be okay.
That's a good sign to say. It's like, yeah, stay at home, everybody. And I'm going to ask you one more. And this one is from the other deck. Now I'm trying to like look through them. If you were stranded on a desert island and you could choose one person to keep you company or an animal, who would it be?
I wouldn't take my little puppy because she probably wouldn't survive. So I guess I would take my boyfriend. I would rather be stranded with him.
I honestly thought you were going to say the guy from The Strokes.
No!
I
would get in trouble if I said that.
I was like, it's going to be the guy from The Strokes. I'm like, yeah, we're just going to be on the island and make music together.
Oh, God. I mean, that sounds like a dream, but
No,
I'll say my boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Very sweetheart. That was a safe answer there, Andria. I like that.
Yeah. Yes.
So last and final question before I let you go. Do you listen to indie music like bedroom pop? So like are you familiar with
like any artists in mind?
Yeah, are you familiar with like Home Shake and Mac DeMarco?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, so that's my question. Home Shake or Mac DeMarco?
Oh God.
Dun, dun, dun.
They're both amazing artists, but at the moment I would say I'm more so vibing with Home Shake.
Oh, give it up for Home Shake. You are the first person to say Home Shake, actually.
Really?
Yeah, you're just breaking all of the barriers today. Yeah, I don't know. I guess because Mac DeMarco is a little bit more popular. Like, I love Mac to death. Oh, my God, I met Mac. So I'm a little bit biased, especially because I went to a Home Shake concert, and he signed my records, but he wouldn't come out and meet me. So I'm going with Mac. I'm sorry, Home Shake. But
damn. Sorry about that.
I know. And then Cal actually opened up for him in Brooklyn before I got there. So I missed that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Her first show that she ever performed was for opening up for Home Shake.
Damn, look at her making moves. I love her.
So do you have plans on going on tour once this whole thing is over?
Yes, hopefully. That was definitely something I wanted to do this summer, but no worries. We'll just work around what we've got.
I mean, and the summer is still coming. You never know. Things may clear up. Hopefully, fingers crossed, things clear up sooner than later. And make sure that you add San Francisco or the Oakland to your list when you do so.
Okay.
So it was nice meeting you.
Yes, you too.
And thank you for chatting with me. And, tell people about your Instagram and where they can listen and find your music.
So my Instagram and Twitter is at AndriaXRose. My name is spelled with an I, so it's Andria. My Facebook page is at Andria Rose Music. My website is andriarosemusic.com, and you can find my music on all streaming platforms, Andria Rose.
Thank you, Andria. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. This was awesome.
All right, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, sounds good. Have a good one. Be safe.
My dreams, and they are downtown.
Thank you all for listening, and be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Music, and Spotify at DJ Catsanova for new music, a playlist every Friday, and live shows happening in the Bay Area. Stay cool, kiddies.
To be demanded.